What's up, guys? Dynasty with a video in regards to Multiverses, WB's new platform fighter that now got revealed like 2-3 weeks ago. And since that first initial day they revealed the game with the gameplay trailer and the website, it's been a struggle. There's been no news since the last tweet that they had on their official account. Really does make some sense because not seen anything. Of course, Game Awards is around the corner. Maybe that's where we're gonna get some more information about the game, I hope. But until then, thankfully, Ed Boon 2.0, aka Tony from Twitter. What Tony are we talking about? Tony, the creative director behind Multiverses, we're gonna see it in the actual gameplay trailer, has come in clutch with details and information over the past couple of weeks because he's been answering a bunch of questions you guys have had on Twitter, of all places. He's super active on Twitter, so if you got a question for Tony, hey, hit him up. He might answer your question with a nice response, and maybe it'll end up in a video like this. But bombshells left and right. For instance, we got confirmation the speed of the game is so much faster than this trailer has shown us, which is a big thumbs up in my book. He also touches base about the whole lives being shared thing, but not really. He talks about the collaboration efforts between IPs and making sure the character is done right. It's a lot of information we're going to talk about today. So go grab yourself some popcorn and a water, sit down, and let's read these Twitter replies because it's all the news we have for Multiverses. It's based off of Twitter. That's what we're going with here. So with that said, drop a like if you're excited for this game because I know I am. And of course, let's get into it. Now, first things first, Tony was asked about the speed. This is what he had to say right here. He said the trailer is slowed down for better clarity and presentation of what is happening. The game runs at 60 FPS and is faster than what's in the trailer. We have a lot of movement tech that makes movement even faster. We'll do more gameplay footage in the future that showcases this. So, boom, there you go. If you were concerned about the speed, hopefully that'll just, have you wiping the sweat off your forehead. Now, speaking of concerns, like we touched base on in my last Multiverses video, do we share lives with our teammates? Does it mean that the game's gonna end if they jump off the edge 4 times and then I don't get my 2v1 like Smash Bros? You feel me? So watch that video. I have a card on the screen right now. So he was asked the question, hey Tony, so I was looking at the 2v2 mode and I noticed it said, first team to 4 knockouts win. Does this imply that each team shares 4 lives or will stocks also be available? Excited for the game. The response was not what I was looking for. It's simply just, hi, we're not quite ready to reveal yet. Thanks for the question. So they are at least aware that people are concerned about the stock sharing situation between you and your teammates. Again, I touched base on this in a whole video last week. Go watch it. But yeah, I wish there was more information other than that statement, but that's the best I can do, guys. Now, Tony was asked this right here. It says, hey Tony, hope you're having a great day. I was wondering though, do the creators of the shows and properties for characters represented in Multiverses have a say or comment on how a character should appear/play? From there, the response was the team works closely with the IP holders with how the character should appear. It's a collaboration with the goal to make the most authentic version of the character that fans will love. The devs are in charge of the gameplay as we need to make this the healthiest game possible. So boom, collaboration effort, but ultimately gameplay is being made by the good guys over at Player First Games. This next question is also kind of the same vein. I've noticed that the roster is really focused on duos. Is that something the team strives for? Do Player First Games have complete control of the roster or do characters have to be approved? The response to that was it's a collaboration. Ultimately, who we select to add will be up to players. We want to make characters that players will love. So not necessarily the most popular, but best chance what we come up with will be loved. So again, collaboration between WB and the team. Now in the same vein for the final time here, he was asked, hey, what about characters like Pennywise the Clown, the Nun, Freddy, etc.? And he said, we want anything to be possible. From there, someone said, what is the criteria for characters to join the Multiverses? To that, Tony said, criteria is some combination of gameplay feasibility, class representation. The character also has to push some gameplay envelope, which is a big thumbs up in my book. They gotta be in there for a reason. And of course, that players will absolutely love the end result. So hopefully those last 3 questions give you the what is needed to join the roster. It's gotta make sense from a gameplay aspect standpoint for the fans, for WB, for everybody. Speaking of horror characters, though, this next question is about, you guessed it, not directly Ash Williams related or anything, but third-party characters like, for instance, Ash Williams. And to that, Tony said, we'll have to wait and see. Now, Finley on Twitter was really trying to get down to this. He said, hey, do characters from the horror genre have a chance to join the roster? Thanks, and stay groovy. He said yes. So we'll have to wait and see about third-party characters, and horror characters are, again, included. So Ash Williams fans, cross your fingers. In the same vein of horror characters, of course, he was also asked about Freddy, and he said, always willing to listen to ideas. Yes, so what's off the table at this point? Nobody, clearly. Ultra Instinct Shaggy exists. And speaking of Shaggy, somebody sent over some fan art of Ultra Instinct Shaggy and JoJo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and he was asked, hey, can we put JoJo in here? And to that, Tony said, no promises, but I'd personally really like to see this. So again, what's off the table? Nothing. Especially because apparently there's not even a set limit on how many characters they can grab from any specific franchises. They just kind of do it based on, again, their own self-limit for more coverage with every other franchise. But yeah, you could ask for 1 million characters from the Batman universe because there's not a limit. But speaking of limits, you guys gotta hate me with all these stupid transitions between questions. The game is going to be limited at 60 FPS, but apparently it's something they're going to be open to changing in the near future. Tony was also asked about remapping buttons to whatever we want, and to that he said yes, full remapping is supported. We also have a lot of UI and accessibility options, so hopefully you can play exactly the way you want. So boom, big thumbs up from me. Speaking of not a thumbs up, a thumbs down if you're playing on Switch. Tony was asked, hey, is this game coming on Switch? And to that he said, hey, Anthony, I completely understand where you're coming from. The team has limited resources, and it was a hard decision for us not to launch onto Switch. But stay tuned. So, is the door open? Post-launch? Guess we'll have to wait and see. Next up, Tony was asked about a 1v2 and a 1v3 option with a time battle when the game comes out, and also about, the Switch, because people play on the Switch these days. And to that, Tony said there is a custom lobby with different modes you can select from. We'll be adding new modes over time as well. As for the Switch, I understand it was a hard decision not to launch there, but we have limited resources and have to pick and choose what we support. But stay tuned. So again, custom lobby. I need some more details, but seems like the door really is open for a post-launch on the Switch, which would be better than nothing, I'd say. Next up, Tony was asked about, you guessed it, multiplayer, and not any multiplayer, but offline multiplayer, and not the response I was looking to sing. Tony said in regards to that, we will try to support the way that players want to play the game. We have a roadmap of features that we're working through. Smiley face. So, what Dynasty's getting from this, which is probably wrong. Tony, you could be an Ed Boon and just call me out on this. Kind of sounds like it's not going to launch with some offline multiplayer, but in the future, they might add that depending on if it's in demand. I could be wrong. We don't know yet, but that's the vibes I'm getting here, right? Why not just be like, yeah, we're going to have offline multiplayer. What do we? It's platform fire. That's what we all do. Why did he just dodge it? I don't know, but roadmap of features coming soon, I guess. Time will tell if offline multiplayer is an option on that roadmap. Tony was also asked if you could have a tag team mode like back in Mortal Kombat 9 where you play as both your characters at the same time, just hop in and out. And to that he said, not quite ready to reveal yet. Thanks for the question. So that's a thing that was the door slamming on that question. Tony was also asked about multiple different versions of characters in the roster, and to that he said, there's nothing really stopping us from doing this. Only that we want a lot of coverage and diversity in cast, but if there's a lot of player interest, we can definitely consider this. Thanks for the question. So, Jin and Devil Jin confirmed. Finally, the question we all want to know, how soon are we from getting more news about Multiverses? And to that, Tony said, I'm not sure at the moment. It'll need to be coordinated between Player First Games and WB. So, no news in the future forecast, it seems, until they figure that out. I'm still hoping we get another trailer at the Game Awards, maybe a character reveal, that'd be cool. But guys, that's all I got for y'all today. Hopefully these questions have helped you feel a bit more, confident about buying the game, but oh wait, you can't buy it, it's free. Playing the game, rather. I know for me, seeing that the gameplay in the trailer is going to be slower than the actual in-game gameplay is kind of a big deal, and I just got to share that with you guys. Also, anything's on the table, it seems like, too. Any character in the world, even if they're like a third party, if they can just come to an agreement, there's fan demand, which is really neat as well. Really is going to become WB's Smash Bros. But that's all I got for y'all today. Again, big shout out to Tony, the creative director at Play First Games, in charge of this, because without Tony, we'd be stuck with that day one information, because that's really all we have so far. That's all, folks. They weren't kidding. But if you guys enjoyed, please take 1 second to drop a like on the video. Before I go, I want to say this video is being brought to you by G2A.com. One of the last places you can still buy an MK9 Steam key because you can't buy that on Steam officially anymore. So if you've been looking, check out the link down below. Buy yourself a key from G2A. From there, redeem that in your Steam account. And just like that, you can have a game like MK9, even though it's no longer being sold officially on Steam anymore. But of course, till next time, I've been your host. I've been Dynasty. Guys, please take care. Stay safe. Love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Yeah, stepping on the crack, but I'm not superstitious. Count all these racks, I be steady, counting my digits. Stepping on the crack.